for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 what's going on, buddy? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D!
Right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neil Rule, that guy, D-Mac, Durham McCarty. Top 5 Wednesday, D-Mac.
Absolutely top 5, Oregon.
Top 5 Oregons.
Yeah, you
Can't wait.
You're getting it.
I'm sure you guys will be very responsible with all of it. I can't wait. Chase is here in the sound booth. Chase, what's good? How you living?
Livin, that's how we get it. So I'm doing my top 5 organs. I completely forgot about it right
Hey,
now.
well, at least you're on brand with the TD booth.
That is keeping the traditions up.
Get it on brand. Shout out, KG.
Spencer Raxter, who was in attendance last night at the Kendrick Lamar concert.
Yeah, it was awesome. One of the best shows I've ever seen. Kendrick always puts on a good performance because it's not like he doesn't just go up there and just do his songs and leave. It's always got like a story and like he's telling a story
He connects
and
with
putting
the
on a
audience.
show. Yeah, he had like, it was kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde theme to where him and SZA were like going across the country in a GNX and they got arrested, and so there was like cuts of them like they were talking to the cops being arrested throughout the show. It was really good, and it was them and DJ Mustard. DJ Mustard opened, and then it was 3 hours of Kendrick and SZA, and it was like SZA would do like 3 songs, and then they do one of their songs they have together, and then Kendrick would do 3 songs, and then they do one of their songs, and it was fucking awesome. It was so much fun.
How was A Minor live?
Oh, it was awesome.
Everybody singing?
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's a great bid he's got.
He did that. He did Euphoria too. I was going bar for bar, word for word, every song. It was sweet. Glansburged it, went by myself, and I had this random girl. I was dancing with her the whole time. Didn't get her name, didn't talk to her after, just left. I like to think that one day I'm going to find her at a party in Detroit and we're going to rekindle what we had.
There it is.
Yeah, it was a good show.
It's a very Javi Baez story
yeah.
there, man. Absolutely. But no, we got a ton of stuff we'll get into. How was the crowd?
It was electric.
Yeah.
It was sold out. Not an open seat in the entire building. And
Very cool.
Ford Field put on, Detroit put on. It was awesome.
That's pretty impressive too for a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Dodgers don't sell out on Tuesday nights.
Yeah, it was like this is the 6th time I've seen Kendrick live.
Damn.
And
You're a groupie, a borderline groupie.
Yeah, that's my GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. And it was either this or when I saw him at Rolling Loud in Miami was probably my favorite performance.
John effing Lord, what up though? Let's go Tigers. Top 5. Yes, top 5 organs, as D-Mac said. Tigers got the win last night. We'll touch on that also. D-Mac, what's up with you, man? Good to have you back.
All good. World traveling. Shout out to everybody out in Saskatoon. Take
us through. How many gates at the airport in Saskatoon?
4.
4? Okay.
4, I believe. Travel wasn't sort of that bad. I spent the last couple of days in Grand Rapids with the Myers and all and the LPGA, so I got to play golf with some of the distributors and see some great faces, and it was a great time. That Egypt Valley, have you played Egypt Valley over there?
I have not. I don't get out to the west side and play a lot.
Good track, but this is when you're talking about Detroit, but Michigan, and you learn that the Meyer LPGA Classic is the number 1 for the golfers when they vote on what's their favorite tournament of the year.
That's cool.
It's this one because of how you're treated, and first class. So everybody in Grand Rapids, I love it because I get to reconnect with all my Grand Rapids boys. Got to see the dog Brad Thompson and get out there, and that's usually a couple tips that have helped out.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
real quick shout out to Garen Coleman in the Woodward Sports chat. Says, I used to eat your candy bars from Morley Candy.
Yeah.
I went door to door.
That's a throwback.
Door to door in elementary school selling candy. Morley Candy we used to, whoever sold the most, you got to ride in a limo to McDonald's for lunch one day during school.
well,
we used to do that. So shout out to you.
That's a dope prize.
That is a dope prize.
Absolutely.
It was a Rackster every year. We had a monopoly on the Morley candy and roofs.
That was Danny Rackster helping distribution.
Oh yeah, for sure. Up and down the street in the Durango, we're popping out.
He took the distribution to another level.
Absolutely.
It was like importing it through the Bahamas.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Getting that pure Morley candy plug through the streets of Rochester was definitely a good way to do it.
That's a great throwback, Spendy, because when we had the McCarty Cancer Foundation the one year, we did chocolate bars. To have your own chocolate bar, that's like a flex too.
Yeah.
Drapes was without nuts. Mine was with nuts, of course.
Figured.
His was like a Mars bar, and mine was like a Snickers.
In the chat, make sure you jump into there, get your thoughts out there. If you want to skip the line, go ahead, use the super chat. We get to as many of them as we can, get to all the super chats, of course. Skydog722, time to go now. The slobbering over the Tigers will begin soon, and I'd like to keep my food down. I mean, they're only, 20 games over?
They're only the best team in
first
baseball.
in the league when you're not supposed to slobber.
Right.
That's just being miserable, dude.
It is.
You're just finding a reason to be upset.
Tore his 16th of the season last night.
A bomb.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
they're just more and more and more. It's consistency. So the fact is, they deserve all the flowers. Everybody's talking about them, aren't they? Not just here in Detroit.
Nicole in the Woodward Sports Chat
I was
says,
getting that one.
yeah, where are all the pregame parties for Friday's Tigers game? You come down to Nemo's Bar and Grill downtown. Heavyweights are going to be partying there all night.
You can black out with Spenny.
Black out with Spenny. It's the White Claw Tigers tour at Nemo's on Friday. I'll be there probably like 4:30, and then we're doing the show, and then I'm probably going to watch the Tigers game.
You're going to be there at 4:30?
Yeah.
All right, I have to go to the airport. I'm going to pull up and have
Stop
one
in.
with you.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to pull up and have one.
It's going to be a good time.
All right, I'll do that, man. You're on.
Oh, yeah.
What's that? You're good for that. Stick knows. I've done that before.
Hell yeah.
Stick was hanging out in Ferndale on a date. I pulled up. Straight from the airport.
That's legendary.
Landed, didn't go straight home, went straight to Ferndale.
Hell
Kicked it
yeah.
with Stick. He was on a date.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, had an old fashioned with him.
That's what
Then
it's
went
all
about
about.
my day, man. That's the way it works. Okay.
Shout Shout out.
Steve O'Baby. Neil, I am going to slobber over the Tigers, and I'm damn proud of it. No, we are. We're going to chop it up about them. And as a matter of fact, Scott Harris was interviewed on the flagship this morning.
Yes.
So and I liked what I heard from the man. Mm-hmm. And Spenny's got some tweets that some people affiliated with it put up there. So we'll discuss what I heard, and also getting into the Tigers as well. Spenny, I'm gonna one up something you have for the Lions discussion later on, and I think we're gonna do this after top 5. Spenny had this little cute thing, and it was very Mazzian. Rank these quarterbacks: Goff, Mayfield, Stafford, Prescott, Hurts, and it's fun, right? And people will get into it.
Yeah.
They'll say they won't. They'll say they don't want to do that, and then they'll all pile in. I've got an even more baseline take on that.
Okay.
It's time, everybody. Based on what we talked about yesterday, D-Mac, and we tried to what was even the pretense of the discussion? I forgot. The Lions discussion that devolved into
Most to
Goff.
prove.
Who had the most to prove? And I knew where everyone was going to go with it because it's the nature of the beast. So piggybacking on that, everybody just took it right to Goff, right? Because it's what they do.
Oh, Goff's most to prove
Correct.
out of that list of quarterbacks, or
No,
On the Lions.
on the Lions. Goff had the most to prove. And, look, I don't think they understood the assignment, but that's the way it works. Everybody just goes straight micro on it, and away they go.
The guy who was top 5 in every category.
Correct. So I have
how many teams?
What's that?
How many teams in this league? 32.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
I'm
No,
just
but
trying to-
D-Mac-
I'm just trying to do. I'm just.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna put it
I
to a
expected
baseline.
to come back,
Yes.
but not really. I thought people would be better. The weather's nice out. That means that it's sunny. It's going to be nice. That means your brain waves. Speaking of organs,
Feels nice
should
out for
be
sure.
working a little bit better, but obviously, on brand, it's not. So, can't wait till that discussion happens.
Absolutely. So there is that out there. I have a very, very baseline Jared Goff discussion that we're going to get into, and it's very simple, and I can't wait for it because I know how it's going to end because it always ends the same way. But we'll definitely do it. Sean Hart, God, why would anybody be excited about being 20 games over 500? What the F are you talking about, bro?
Yeah. I can't wait for them to glaze
You
the
know what
best
the-
team in baseball.
You know what the more impressive stat, though, right, to see is this team for real or what they is you just go back to the end of last season and the consistency over, 100 games now?
Right.
Yeah, like that's why, it's like this is more of the norm. Yes, they're going to lose some games they shouldn't, but, man, and the way they're doing it throughout the lineup at different, like, has everybody who hasn't got cold at some point? Like, right? Riley Green's been cold at a couple different points, and yet he's fine. He's an all-star, right? Torkelson, the different points, but yet they're winning. And yet that's the team, and they're figuring out, and different guys stepping up at different points.
Right. And it all kind of blends into each other, too, like with what Harris talked about the trade deadline, this Tigers team, kind of my take on it, too. And now I like that we can have this discussion today, which we will in a couple minutes, because there's a data, and we've seen it with our own eyes, to whereas before for the previous decade, we hadn't seen it. The game changes when you get in the playoffs. We unequivocally across the board, we all saw it last year. We saw it change.
Well, not only did we see it, what's more important is Scott
saw
Harris experienced it.
Right.
They experienced it, AJ Hinch, so they know what they're going to need. And I wrote one question down for you, Neil. I haven't heard the interview, and I didn't, but all that I'm interested in is that you liked what you heard. So I have one question after you get through it, when we do talk about it after the break, to the fact of, I think, everybody else, to put it into perspective of where we're at and moving forward.
Sua in the chat. I don't care what Javi does in the batter's box, because watching him play at shortstop is enough for me. I love seeing him play. It's a good thing you don't care about what he does in the batter's box, because his on-base percentage starts with a 2.
Get an RBI hit yesterday.
Yep. That snapped an 0 for 8 slump.
Got to snap it sometime. Can't snap a slump if you don't get a hit.
Hitting 196 since his 2 home run game.
Hey, got to do what you got to do. Staying alive.
It's,
Helping the team win.
boys are winning.
Helping the team win.
Is he in there every day?
Yeah, pretty much now.
It's funny, like he'll play like 2 or 3 games in a row, and then he like gets a day off. And AJ's like mixing it around, right, based on the pitching and all that.
With the right,
stuff, so.
you don't got a lot of right-handed bats on this team now with Ibanez and Jahan.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah, so he's definitely going to see more.
He's definitely got to play more. But we'll DNC ENT shout out ass Baltimore. You could have had Scooble, but instead, no, DNC ENT. If I was an Orioles fan, man, oh my God,
that's
team
terrible.
is done.
They fumbled so hard.
100%. Cartier, Javi has turned into a great signing. Okay, we're going to commercial. Everybody recalibrate. Tell them about Les Stanford.
Let me tell you about Les Stanford, Chevrolet, Cadillac, and Buick GMC. They got deals for everyone. You can get a 2025 Envision for $259. You can get a 2025 Hummer EV for $699 a month, or the 2025 Sierra Double Cab Elevation, just $169 per month. Les Stanford, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick GMC. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to lesstanford.com. Les Stanford, together. Let's ride.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Looking to upgrade your relaxation game just like Stick was? Check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest with the top brands for massage chairs like Infinity and Osaki, located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Book a visit at www.massagechairhouse.com. Scan the QR code, Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
All right, we are off and running. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, Chase, Spencer Raster in the building. Intern Simeon is back.
Shout out.
So he's in the fold. Shout out to Intern Simeon. And
Is he on my schedule?
he is, yeah. He's taking
boy.
Fridays off for golf.
Crypto
Yeah.
McDavid.
Crypto McDavid is back. He is focusing, though. He's laying low because he's got to focus. The biggest game of his career is coming up.
Oh, is that tonight or tomorrow?
I can't remember.
I think it's tonight.
It's tomorrow?
I think it's tonight.
NBA Finals tonight?
Oh, yeah, NBA Finals are tonight.
Wednesday,
They said
Friday.
it was a 2-day gap in between
Yeah.
3 and 4.
Yeah.
That's
tomorrow-
right. 'cause
tomorrow
isn't
at 8.
Isn't Sean having a BBQ on Saturday?
Saturday,
He
yeah.
is. I'm
For
crushed
Game
to miss
5?
that. I'm crushed to miss that, man.
Might have to. I did see chicken wings on the menu, so I might have to swing on over.
D-Mac's very menu selective. Jump into the Woodward Sports chat thread. Get your thoughts in there. Arf, on brand, Javi hating. No, his on-base percentage is under 300. You can look it up. His slugging percentage is just a touch over 400. You can look that up. That is not Arf. That is not hating. That is simply reading numbers off the screen to you. Please tell me how that is hating. I'll never understand that. But whatever. Anyway, I digress. Tigers, best team in the majors. They're 20 games, over 20 games, 500, and the beat goes on. And D-Mac, here's what's awesome about the Tigers. They win games they're supposed to win at an incredible clip.
Yeah.
Incredible clip. And the Baltimore Orioles stink. They stink. Congratulations, you destroyed your franchise in one offseason. But anyway, I digress. I'm not apologizing for that. They're on their way to win another series. Is there a team in baseball that wins game one of a series more than the Tigers do?
Well, it's funny because I was watching that yesterday and I was going, oh, the Orioles and the White Sox sort of flipped, right? You know what I'm saying? That there's more life in that White Sox team. But the imperativeness of winning these games is, yes, it's for now to keep your lead, but it gives you that cushion for when you play the really good teams, the few of them or whatever, like when Cleveland came in here and took the first 3 games of the series. It hurts, but it doesn't hurt you as much. So you got to take care of your business. And I think that also goes to show you the preparedness, and what we hear out of A.J. Hinch and coming out of the locker room is that these guys fight every at-bat. 27 outs, and they go out there no matter what the lineup is, and they compete, right? So they know how important it is. They don't take any games off, and, because I think that revisionist history, Neil, of sucking and not being this, because you went from worst to first, right? You went from the doldrums real quick. And most of these guys were here for it, so they know that feeling, and they don't want it anymore. So they make sure that they're ready to play. Yeah, you know what it is? They're a professional baseball team that is ready to play when the first pitch, no matter if it's home or away. And that's the key. I even think that sometimes they get up to, on the road, that they're just a little bit more dialed in first. I mean, you say the fact of, at an unbelievable clip, they are winning games. I think at an unbelievable clip, the top of the order gets them an early lead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even the other day, and they don't take anything for granted, but a lot of times what they do is they insulate themselves, right? Like the game last week comes to mind. First 4 guys score, right? And then you end up winning late, 5-4. Well, that's going to happen because it's baseball and those are long games, but they were able to get that cushion enough and finish it off. In the past, right, why this team is different is they would lose those games. And that what good teams do is they win. At the end of the day, they win. We can talk about players and who's average and this and that, but whoever A.J. Hinch puts in this lineup, for the most part, at like a 66% clip, they're going to find a way to win.
For me, too, D-Mac, there are guys that I think are under the radar on this team. And you're going to say, after I say this name, you're going to be like, what are you talking about, Neil? They're saying he's going to start the All-Star game. But Gleyber Torres, with what he does and how he does it, Gleyber Torres is exactly what this Tigers team needed. Why? Over a 380 on-base percentage, man. The dude gets on base.
Well,
changes a game.
We've talked about it here, right? So professional hitter, player, whatever like that, what he's doing on the field. He's not like career numbers and anything like that, but he's being consistent. But I think that more to his value is in the locker room. You know, we said, you know, how it probably affected, you know, Javi Baez and how he got off to a good start and stuff like this. But the Gleyber Torres, right, where you just said it, they added the right piece for this team, right? So moving forward to the trade deadline, I'm looking not for the biggest name or this, but the Gleyber Torres. Because what does that tell you? That Scott Harris and A.J. Hinch have a finger on the pulse of this team and what it's needed. And I think the Gleyber Torres, yes, you know what you're going to get out of him on the field, but you're getting way more in that locker room that we don't see because, and it's probably professionalism, being ready for that first pitch. You know, you have some veterans and the guys in there, so they all look like on point. They look like they're having a blast. But, you know, when it comes down to business, let's go. And then, you know, we always talk about it, but, you know, this bullpen is really becoming as effective, especially down late with Canley and Vest, right? And so, I mean, it's coming. This is the real deal. Like when I ask you, is this team for real? Absolutely, it's for real. Can they improve? Can they get better? Yeah, they can. They can get a little bit more consistent, and they need to add a couple guys, but they know exactly who they are, and I think they know what they need. And you bring up Gleyber Torres, and the point matter, most importantly, that's what this team needed. This is what this guy is what this team needed. That's what I'm looking for at the trade deadline, whether it's one or two guys. But then we'll be sitting here talking, that's exactly what this team needed.
Arf in the chat. It's every day with you, Neil. Obsessive almost. Yes, I read numbers off a screen to you every day. I do. You're right. Because the people ask for it, Arf. So I don't, and look, like I understand that he's baseball Jesus. I understand that. You see it right there. I understand that he holds court with Pete Rose and Barry Bonds. I understand that, and Barry has a Reds jersey on for some reason.
No, that was AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I understand that for whatever reason, Barry chose to wear a Cincinnati Reds jersey that day.
That was the best I could get.
I understand that. No, but Arf, like, I'm just reading what happened to you. Am I not? Do I make things up?
You are. You aren't.
Yeah. I mean, I don't make things up. So that's where we're at with you. Mike G, intern Simeon, looking forward to your SEC breakdown and programs to look forward to this upcoming season. We'll do that. We're definitely going to do that before Simeon's time comes to an end, and he's got to go back to Missouri and taking the celebrations when they're 7-1 and ranked 12th in the nation, and then finish the year 8-5.
Shout out.
Yeah, you can set. Hey, I always say you can set your watch to Penn State being ranked in the top 5. You can set your watch to Missouri.
Wait a sec. But Missouri's not going to Missouri more than Penn State's going to Penn State.
No, Penn State's
Okay.
the OGs at it. Yeah,
Kid,
they're the OGs.
See, and they don't celebrate like that.
No, yeah, because they get up to 12th and that's it. Penn State gets in the top 5 all the time, you know, and that's the difference. So that's definitely going to be fun. Steve, I value Javi because he has a better stride when he runs than Riley Green does.
That's fair.
That's where Spenny's at with it.
That's fair.
Yeah. Frank Kremel, they are a Bo Bichette and an arm away from being a powerhouse.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Yes.
Bo Bichette would be perfect for this team.
I listened to a podcast yesterday that's probably going to break your heart in that.
He's not going anywhere.
No, like it was David Sampson's podcast. He talked about the fact that and he had Ken Rosenthal on.
Yeah.
And Rosenthal said they just put $500 million into a guy, and they've played better. Mm-hmm. They're over 500 now.
Yeah, they're clawing back.
Like, they're not selling.
Probably not. Yeah. And it does. It doesn't have to be Bo Bichette. It just needs to be a right-handed bat with some extra base power. And obviously, Bo Bichette was the guy because the Blue Jays were ass, and he's on the last year of his deal, so that's the first one your eyes go to. Doesn't have to be him, but that'd be fucking sweet if it was him.
Yeah, so I just, I thought about you yesterday when I was listening to it.
Yeah, it's all right.
And I didn't want to bother you. I wasn't going to text you because I know you were going to Kendrick.
It was awesome.
And
amazing night.
I didn't want to kill your
dude,
vibe.
I'm telling you, my boy lives downtown. He lives like a couple blocks from Second Best, right on Woodward. I made immaculate time from Ford Field to his. It's like a mile and a half, 2 mile walk. I made immaculate time. Just, two-stepping every square of cement, weaving in between people.
Shucking and jiving.
Oh, it was just, it was an immaculate performance on the walk home.
Yes. Noah Messi. Is Jack Flaherty still getting traded, Spenny?
No, probably not. Probably going to keep that one.
Can I get an audio drop of that? Please.
McKinstry. Tied for first in MLB in triples.
Triples, man.
Him and Duran.
I'm a big triple guy.
Yeah.
Fire up.
Fire up, Chip. Hey, get on it, Chase. Come on.
Fire up.
Shout out Chippewas.
Sean Hart, McKinstry is a menace on the base path.
And he's probably got the best arm on the team.
That's probably true.
They don't put any Western guys in the MLB, do they? They don't put any number one picks in the NFL
They don't put them anywhere.
No.
Western.
Shout out Corey Davis.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time
What
ago.
do you do in the NFL?
Not even in the league anymore.
Yes.
Eric
all right.
Fisher got a Super Bowl.
Let's take the break. Scott Harris was on the flagship this morning with an interview, and I really, really liked what I heard. And I wanted to discuss Scott Harris a little bit. And I want to ask D-Mac a question, even though the sports aren't the same. But it's amazing how simplistic it's been with him. And it can't just be, hey, dominate the strike zone when you're at bat and when you pitch. It can't be that. It can't be that simple.
Some people are saying that Scott Harris, the day after he signed with the Tigers, was in Birmingham, behind Birmingham Roast, and shook hands with a local broadcaster who told him, hey, man, good luck. I got big hopes for you. I think you're going to do great. He said, thanks. Some people say that's the key to his success. Not me.
We'll discuss.
Yeah.
Now, this was a nationally known broadcaster
was,
with appearance credits on Netflix specials.
Absolutely. It's not 5. It's not 7.
No, a more round number.
Yeah, more round number.
No oddly shaped numbers.
No.
A nice round number.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll discuss it. Mike G says SZA was dope.
SZA was dope. I love SZA. I would give my left nut to smell her farts.
Okay, let's talk about the Planet Fitness Studios, everybody, and Planet Fitness, the best gym in the gym game. There's really nowhere to go from that except to Planet Fitness, I guess.
Well, they're not going to judge you at Planet Fitness if that's what you're doing.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to judge you at Planet
Don't
Fitness.
worry.
No, but hey, guys, the bottom line is, there's some cool corporate stuff to say. I've accomplished a lot of fitness goals in my life that I thought might be, impossible to reach, and Planet Fitness was a part of that. They didn't do it for me. They didn't run on the treadmill for me. I had to do it. But Planet Fitness was certainly a tool that I use. Number one, they're all over the country, as a matter of fact. But there's over 50 of them in the Metro Detroit. And for me, again, I'll never be a member at another gym. It's $24.99 a month for a black card option, which basically gets you access to everything that goes on in Planet Fitness, to any Planet Fitness. It's a simple move, guys. You spend that much in coffee per month. Let's be real about it, guys. But you got to do it, and you got to go to planetfitness.com or just walk in the door of any one of the 50 Metro Detroit locations and get yourself signed up. Planet Fitness. Don't pay more money to lift the same weights.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 13th from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Nemo's in Corktown for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ven Johnson.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of the Michigan Sports and Spine, the king of the special sauce. Join Dr. Pierce here every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy, trusted for just 4 Stanley Cups. Dr. Jeff Pierce here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com. Call 248-426-9944.
All right. Back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty. We have Chase. We have Spencer Raxter, intern Simeon here in the house. And we're sitting here chopping it up. Arf in the chat. Arf's having a good day. Baseball intelligence comes here to die. Okay, Arf. Dazzle me then, Arf. Drop something in the chat right now. Come on, give me something good. Do it, Arf. Let me hear your great baseball intelligent takes, because I know that Scott Harris was on with the flagship today and talked about the trade deadline. And Spen, you have some of the little nuggets, I guess.
Yeah, a couple of them
that came out of there. And for those, and look, we'll show a couple of these tweets, kind of get you caught up with what happened and what was. Jeremy Otto said, "We're going to be pragmatic at the deadline," said they're going to take a look at their weaknesses and add players they think can help them. He said he doesn't know if they will put priority on a bat or an arm because they're still so banged up. Noted that Matt Vierling is their glue guy and wants to see how that impacts the lineup when he returns. Now, that's all
That's
good.
good to hear that Vierling's
in the mix,
trending in the right direction.
Yeah, and that is good. But D-Mac, the thing that he said that really jumped out to me, D-Mac, was he said that no one is untouchable. And that's the kind of attitude that I was looking for. And look, I'm not saying you have to go mortgage everything. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you have to, this is your year to push, and if it doesn't work out, then F it, because they are positioned very well as an organization. My point is the philosophy that they're going to go at this, based on what he said, was if there's a move to be made, they're going to make it. And that was my takeaway from it. Pure and simple. That's all I'm looking for.
And first things first is that we like the guys we have. So
how can you not? You're 20 games over 500.
But even the guys that are injured. So you know what? There's a couple things, and then especially with Vierling, as being that right-handed bat, as being the glue guy and stuff like that. So the fact they're going to be in the conversation, the fact that, like, my question to you, right, is where's your confidence, the authenticity, from Scott Harris, but the fact that if the proper move that needs to be made and it comes down to dollars, does that give you confidence that Chris Ilitch will let Scott Harris make the moves that he needs to make? Or does that not matter right now? Because
my initial response, my instinctual response to that, D-Mac, was yes, but.
Right.
But then I said, Neil, you're going to say yes here. And then you start thinking about it, and you're like, is he really? And that's the question. It's not Scott Harris related, I guess. The question isn't Scott Harris related.
Bingo to the fact of where you hear what he's saying is everything that he's supposed to be saying, right? But is there more confidence because they're at that everybody sees what everybody sees, and if making that move for that bat or that arm or both is the move to be made here, like the due diligence, like Scott Harris, there's nothing there that isn't on brand for Scott Harris and his transparency to whatever else. Now, it's a different question where I'm saying, is he handcuffed or not? I was just trying to see, did you get a different vibe from him coming out and talking? The answer I got is no. My feeling is no too, right? It's the same feeling. Nothing's changed on that front until something's done, right? But again, he's doing everything that he said that he was gonna do, right? So I mean, we're really not in any other position other than nothing's going to be done immediately until they know exactly what's going on with Vierling. So when's the trade deadline?
What is it, the third week in July?
Yeah, I think so. Let me check.
I forget the exact. July 20-ish.
So 5 weeks away.
Ish, yep.
Ish, whatever. So I think that the perfect
July
world.
31st.
Yeah, perfect world. Vierling's back, and they know exactly what he's going to be, no setbacks or whatever by the end of the month. And then you got 3 weeks. But I'm sure he's working the phones, and I'm sure they got a list together. And I'm sure Spenny, because if he's doing his due diligence properly, they have their final offer that they would make for a Bichette. Because I got to think it's in there. It's just not, to your point, Toronto getting better, not in the mood to move them. Well, we can't control that. We can only control that we could make an offer.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to call on him and see, but we need Toronto to have a bad July. Like
you know what all those quotes told me? That his phone's working.
They're doing it.
That his phone's working.
Yeah.
Like I think that's the transparency right there, is that I'm talking to everybody and I'm kicking tires or whatever. What we're gonna do, we don't even know yet.
Mm-hmm.
Woodward Sports chat thread, jump into their WeZD313. Unfortunately, we have a bottom 5 IQ fan base that secretly roots for the teams to fail until the GM does what they want. Quote, get Hutch help. Quote, Tigers get a bat. There's a segment of those folks out there. 100% there is. But no, it's Mike G. I got one, Neil. When the temperature gets above 70, do Latino Tiger hitters hit over 300?
That is true.
Remember that bit?
Yeah, got to warm them up.
That was
a
great
bats
bit.
up.
Chris, Scott Harris is both completely transparent and calculated. We have elite GMs in Detroit. And like, look, D-Mac, my question about this, because for whatever reason, it didn't work under previous regimes. And I want to know the how. Like, what button got pushed? What switch got flipped? And it's not just, it can't be, because remember when Scott Harris got hired, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I want our hitters to dominate the strike zone and our pitchers to dominate the strike zone. I want us as a team to dominate the strike zone. And fast forward, here we are. And they do it, D-Mac, and it's not overpowering home run hitting. It's not elite on base percentages other than like Gleyber Torres. Like, how is it work? And obviously it's pitching.
You just epiphanied me, like, to the fact of my epiphany moment, and it was the 5-0 game that they were winning, and I was listening on the radio, and Holton was in there, and I don't think it was Double D, it was whoever's, but made a comment, right? And here's the difference with the little things of why this team is for real and is a championship contending team. Because what was he doing? And he made a comment, pounding the strike zone, making it hit in a 5-0 game, giving you stuff to hit, but you're going to have to hit it. In the past, what do we always see? You're up 5-0, and you're just trying to, and you let them back in the game, either with errors or whatever. No, they keep it simple. They do that. Not the greatest defensive team in the league, but aren't they better than they expectations?
Yes.
And they're figuring out how to get it done, and they trust each other. What do I always say about when we talk about the Lions or whatever, about the guy next to you, right? Are we not just seeing this playing out? I mean, did you not see Tarek Strubal's reaction in the dugout, getting out of the inning and stuff? Like
Carey's catch.
Yeah, dude, like, the guy next to you, they are bleeding it as much as anybody else, and becoming more of the norm for all our teams, right? The guys next to you is more important to you than yourself.
It is, and they're better than I thought they were going to be defensively. Dylan Dingler is an elite defensive catcher. Javi Baez, say what you want about him, he's an elite defender. You look at McKinstry or whoever, he's a good defender. I wouldn't say elite. Parker Meadows, Riley Green, they are elite defenders in the outfield. So those guys make up for a lot of the kind of, like Gleyber Torres, he's serviceable. defensively. Like, he's going to make the play. He's not going to do anything crazy, but he's not going to do anything stupid either. So
Right.
I think the highs of their defense make up for the lows.
Dante 151 in the super chat. Could Chapman be an option for the Tigers?
He should be.
But I'm curious what Boston's going to do.
Yeah.
You know, and right now, because as they sit right now, they're not a factor, man. They're not. They're below 500 in that division. And, you know, and there you look. There's the old Tampa Bay Rays, 36 and 31.
Always.
Every year, we're like, this will be the year they fall off. Every single year, and there they are all the time. Boston, but see, like, even still.
That division's, I mean.
The Twins are the last wild card, and the Red Sox are 3.5 games back of the wild card.
Yeah.
So they're not, you know, it's Boston, man. They're not going to pack it up, pack it in.
No.
Like they're not going to do it.
Pack it in. Let
They're-
me begin.
And I've heard a lot of people say that before. You know, can Chapman be an option for the Tigers? And like Dante, I'm not singling you out on this. Their bullpen's pretty damn good right now.
Yep, they got 2 studs.
Right.
And you've got guys that you think could be that third bullpen arm. When you look at Holton, when you look at Brisky, when you look at guys like that, it's like we know what they can be, so that's good. But like Canely and Vest are 2 of the best relief pitchers in the MLB. So having those guys at the back end is good. Would you like another guy that is absolutely shut down for that 7th inning or for, you know, to move those 3? Yeah, for sure. But I think they need a right-handed bat more than they need a bullpen arm because I do believe in Brisky or Holton finding it and being that third truly lockdown piece out of the pen.
And real quick before we cut out for the break, Spenny, to ride on what you said right there, here's how I know that's accurate. Because when they win, it all looks the same, and when they lose, it all looks the same.
Yeah.
And the games they lose, they don't have a chance in a majority of them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't because they roll out.
Reese Olson needs to come back.
What's that?
We need Reese Olson to come back pretty soon. Well, I mean, we don't need him to. You know, we're the number 1 team in baseball, but it'd be nice to have Reese Olson back.
Casey Mize on the bump tonight. So, but with that being said, no, I'm kind of with you. I would lean more the bat than the arm because the prescription remains the same when they win. The pitching staff is elite. They pitch very well. AJ mixes and matches and plays the matchups and plays the leverage situations. I am much more confident in their pitching staff going forward. And like, look, sorry, but I'm going to do it because it's an example. I think that the numbers analytically pitching-wise versus the numbers analytically hitting-wise are more stable. The Javi thing, Spenny, he was hitting over 400 with balls in play per hit. Like, it was wholly not sustainable.
Yeah.
You know, the MLB
you
average.
called that.
Yeah, and like the MLB average was like 290 or something like that. It was wholly unsustainable. The pitchers right now, the only guy that was kind of riding an analytical irregularity was Casey Mize.
And yeah, and real quick, sorry, I saw a couple people saying we need a better bullpen or we need bullpen arms. The Tigers have the 5th best bullpen in the major leagues right now. Right now, 5th, only behind Tampa Bay, San Diego, the Mets, and the Giants.
Right.
So, like, would you like another bullpen arm? Yes, you would. I think getting a power right-handed bat is more important.
You know what else is going to be the case, D-Mac, at the deadline? The bad teams that make trades all the time, they don't really have a whole lot to give.
No.
That was the other thing I was reading about Ken Rosenthal. He's like, all the bad teams, your typical trade partners, don't have a lot to give you this year. So he was talking about he thinks that the prices are going to be pretty high. They're going to be kind of real estate based. There's not a lot of inventory, so prices will be higher.
What's the word on the street as far as what the Tigers are going to do? Is there anything as far as do they have anybody speculating them on? Obviously you're going to make a call on Bichette or whatever like that, but is there anybody?
That was Passan said Bichette. That was the last one I saw Jeff Passan put out there. He said
that's
Bichette.
the one that I saw, but is there others? Like that? That's where you have to start looking. Right, because that might not be out there, and then that's also too a question of your pros and your cons. You're not going to, sacrifice somebody who's got a future for somebody that you're not sure of.
just in case.
Eugenio Suarez from the Phillies. Ryan McMahon from the Pirates.
From the Rockies?
Eugenio Suarez from the Diamondbacks. Ryan McMahon from the Rockies. Alec Boehm from the Phillies. Bo Bichette from the Blue Jays. Those are the guys the Athletic listed as on the radar.
We got to do this again, huh?
Bring back Eugenio Suarez.
Bring him back.
Bring him
Bring him
home.
home.
Bring him home.
Like literally this time.
Literally. I mean, Jesus.
30 home runs every year, dude.
That's got to be the worst one, right?
He's hitting like 214 this year, though.
Yeah. What's his OPS, though?
I'm guessing it's probably around 800, probably a little north of 800. Because you hit that many home runs, dude. Like, your OPS is going to be juiced up there. Between 790 and 820.
He is at 796 right now.
Pretty good off the top of
That
my
was
head.
pretty good.
Pretty good pull. Just in case, closer is needed, better closer. We don't have a closer. We don't have a closer. We play leverage games.
Yeah. I mean, we
don't use closers.
You got two guys with 10 saves.
We don't use a closer.
Yeah.
Whoever's got the better matchup, that's what we do. There isn't closers anymore. We need a big physical defenseman too, right?
How many times do we got to teach you this lesson, old man?
Okay.
What about Ben Johnson?
He's a closer.
He is a closer. Absolutely.
Like an absolute closer. If you've got a crisis, let Ben point the way. Step number 1, verify with details and photos. Number 2, engage your attorney. Number 3, notify your insurance provider. Yes, get justice with Ven, the ultimate closer. Ven Johnson Law. Ven's a fighter.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Neil Rule here for Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. And right now, scan the QR code on the screen above my head. Jump in, download that Caesar Sportsbook app, and then make your first deposit using the promo code Woodward1000. If you do that, when you make your very first bet with Caesar Sportsbook, if you happen to lose it, you'll get it back as a free bonus bet. Almost like a do-over, everyone. All the way up to $1,000. And by the way, it's Caesars. The app doesn't glitch out on you. They have all the markets available for you. It's easy to navigate. It's perfect if you're a live bettor. Caesar Sportsbook has you covered. Yes, promo code Woodward1000. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, we're keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy. It's a Top 5 Wednesday coming up in just a little bit. Top 5 organs. Should be good.
Should be a good one.
Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck, Lance?
Oh, you got him locked and loaded?
Yeah, he
did you dirty?
This guy's weird. He did all of us dirty except for Chase. What do you got against him, Chase? You got some leverage against him?
What photo did he use? He took a really good photo of me the other day. I figured you might just end up using
That's
that.
what he. Yeah, that's what he used.
I don't know. I appreciate it, Ryan. I'm gonna try to stay on his good side.
I'll remember this, Lance.
I'll remember this. Steve-O Baby. Why does everyone need a closer, Neil? This bullpen's just fine doing what they're doing. What the hell is wrong with you, Woodward Sports Chat? LOL.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's like, do you want another bullpen arm? Yeah, you do. Is it a desperate need that you have to have right now? No, you have.
I mean, yeah, if you want to go from the 5th best bullpen to
the
third,
best, yeah,
or the 2nd,
yeah, like that. That's for sure.
It's just guys. The game is different now. It's managed differently. The rosters are built differently. This is a matchup game. D-Mac, Major League Baseball has kind of gone the way of the NBA in that it's a matchup game, and you take your best pieces and you put them in the best positions to let them do what they're best at. It's very simple, right?
It's a lot of best. You use best 3 times for a win. Yeah, well, that makes total sense. What don't we get?
I don't understand it myself, D-Mac. I really don't, man. But yeah, it's one of those things that I don't get. Adis 411. Neil is acting like flannel. How so? How so? That would be my question. I don't understand that. Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump into there. Get your thoughts out there. Broder, Dante 151, what would it cost to get Paul Skeens? It would cost all of our top prospects, like all of them. Clark, McGonigal, Briseño, Rayner, Lee, Rodriguez, probably a Sawyer Gibson long type tweener as well.
Yep.
Yes, Broder. Yes, everything, Dante. Would cost you everything.
It would take everything for sure.
But you would have him under control. You would have him for he's going to win a Cy Young this year. So he's making like $800,000 this year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Paul Skeens is making $800,000, D-Mac. He's going to win the Cy Young this year, though, with a losing record probably. Mm-hmm. And that salary is going to kick up to probably about $6 or $7 million. And then by the end of the deal, it'll be I think Scooble's bumped up to $10 million this year because he won the Cy Young. So there is a little justice for the guys, I guess you could say.
Well, he's just got to wait out till he gets his big deal. Then what's he signing for? Because that's where Scooble's at. You want to know where the mentality of having to wait, and the longer you wait, I don't know. I don't want to think about it.
Spenny, could you 6 more minutes on this, guys? Just entertain me for a minute here. Can we chat poll it? What's more important to add, an arm or a bat?
I personally think it's a bat. Where you're at right now, I mean, it's always been pitching staff by committee, right? You got to think as we get longer that your two aces and Scooble and Flaherty can go 7, right? You know what I mean? Then you got with I see consistency out of Canley and Vest, and Holton's the one that is sort of up and down, but he's a lefty, and you need them. So I'm not as worried about that.
Yeah.
You can always use the bat because what are we doing? They're different guys every night, or I'd said earlier, going through different slumps and stuff like this. So you can never have enough bats. I mean, and you look at the way that things are going. The guy comes in, Jones comes in to pinch hit, boom, home run, stuff like this. Pinches hit for Carpenter too.
Yeah.
Which is like. Everybody going, what's going on here? And AJ being the smartest guy in the room. So again, it goes to trust of knowing your players, but to me, it's got to be the bat.
And I look at it as we're the best team in baseball. So you've obviously got a top 5 bullpen, you got a top 5 rotation, you got a top 5 offense. That's how it works. So it's not like you desperately need a piece here or there. So if you say an arm, I'm not going to be mad at you. But what I look at is you have more proven, what they are guys in pitchers. When you look at the bats on this team, it's like, is McKinstry going to keep this up? Is Javi going to keep this up? Are those guys going to be people that you can rely on more than the pitching staff? I don't think so. I think what Will Vest is. You know what Tommy Canley is. You know what Scooble is. You know what Flaherty is. The bats have more question marks as if they can keep this up. So I think you get a more solidified guy that hits for good OPS from the right side. I think that's more important. But I think you get both. Why not both?
No, and that, of course. But, we're just sitting here, kind of like we're on a bar stool just talking about it. But
absolutely.
Here's the deal. And I think people are forgetting this. And we saw it. Baseball changes when you get in the playoffs. And I talk about matchup isolation, right? The Tigers are elite at a game like last night. the starting pitcher for the Orioles is not a guy that's going to have success in this league. When the Tigers play these teams with, and I would say
That was like the meanest thing you've ever said, but so nice.
but true.
But
Very
but
true.
It's always true.
I'm trying to, I'm
It's
trying to
always
be a different
true,
kind of
but
guy.
I mean, it's just like.
I'm trying to be a
like,
different kind of
if you're
guy.
gonna get his autograph, you better get it, in the next couple weeks.
No, but D-Max, here's what I'm driving at here. In a baseball regular season, by nature, when you play half the teams in this league, they have a number one, and only a third of those teams have like a 1-1. You know what I'm saying? Like a dude. Only a third of
How
the
many
teams do.
dudes?
Yep.
There's probably 10 dudes.
Sure.
Maybe.
10 or 15. Half the teams have one, maybe. Okay? Over the course of a baseball season, how many games, from a percentage perspective, do you truly have where you face a good playoff-level pitcher that you would see in a playoff series? How many? A third?
Oh, in the regular
Yeah.
season?
A third? 30%?
maybe
I'm spitballing. I'm asking the people. Like, chime in if you got an idea of what you think. Like, chime in. I'm just spitballing. Maybe a third. Do you face a pitcher that is going to be a starting pitcher in a playoff game?
Yep.
Maybe. Just say
Maybe
it's that.
50 games.
Because you only got maybe 3 on every team.
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't, depending on the timing, and you'll get through, you'll play a good team where the pitching doesn't line up and all that kind of stuff. The reason that I'll say a bat, and 77% of the people say a bat. The reason I'll say a bat is because, A, what Spenny just talked about, where the pitching staff here is a known and the guys are known. They are known. Even Canely, who's new, is known.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a resume and all of it.
Big leverage innings in the playoffs.
Yep. Going up against their best hitters.
Yeah, that's what he does.
Like, that's what it is. And maybe we should even start. I'm going to do that. Like, it's geeky. I think I'm going to stop saying bullpen and start saying leverage situations.
Yeah.
It sounds cooler, number one.
Yeah,
but it's also true.
And you got to
Sounds
think,
more you.
Casey, if everybody's healthy, on the starting pitching staff, you got to assume the first 3 pitchers going for the Tigers or the 3-man rotation is going to be Skubal, Flaherty, Olsen, and that means you got Casey Mize coming out of the pen, and that's a pretty good long leverage arm in your pen.
No doubt. And it's just like, again, going back to it, when the Tigers lose games and when they lost them in the playoffs, what did it look like?
No hit.
1 run.
Yeah, no hitting.
2 runs.
That's what always is. And I agree with Spenny or whatever. Like, especially because you're pitching your staff, they know what you're gonna get. And if what's gonna fail you more is your bats, I believe with this team, because we've seen in the past that they'll go cold, then the arms will.
Yeah.
So and I thought you were gonna get to the point is who going into the playoffs can hit you with the Skubal Flaherty.
I would have a.
That's hitting you pretty good.
Yeah, and that's a known, and you have that.
I'd be pretty confident in a bullpen in the playoffs looking like Job, Mize, Holton, Brisky, Vest, Canely. Like,
They're not going to be too many better.
no, that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
And, you got Gunther, you got other guys that could get in there, Sawyer Gibson-Long even maybe, who knows. But I just think you need a gap-to-gap power guy from the right-handed side really bad. You look at the lineup yesterday, and it looked ugly at first, but you got Justin Henry Malloy and Andy Ibanez were your 2 righties pretty much. And having both of them not be MLB players is detrimental for the lineup. So
And they will be isolated and targeted.
Veerling coming back, that is important too, but I still think you need another righty bat.
Well, you know why it's so important, even more so, because Scott Harris just told you, pretty much that this is what this guy is.
Yeah.
Never wondering what Veerling is, and he hasn't been around.
Yeah.
All right, top 5 Wednesday when we come back. And then we're going to, on the other side of that, it's Lions talk. We got Za'Darius Smith stuff to get to.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Down the field.
I have a very basic Jared Goff question for the people.
Jared Goff.
Can't wait.
Jared Goff.
Can't wait. Tell them about the socials.
Goff.
I will tell them about socials. If you're looking to find the best coverage on Detroit sports in Michigan, just follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms, whether it be YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, Twitch, or TikTok. We got a giant, massive following on all of those platforms. So go go give a follow at Woodward Sports to keep up with the best Detroit sports content in the game. It's at Woodward Sports on every social media platform you can think of.
Tired of losing out on the car of your dreams? Bad credit? No credit? At the Feldman Chevrolet Freedom Sale, we say yes. Over 5,000 new Chevys to choose from, all priced to move with our best deals of the year. Get a 2025 Silverado for just $149 a month, or this 2026 Equinox for only $209 a month. When other dealers say no, Feldman Chevrolet says yes. Don't miss the Freedom Sale, going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 13th from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Nemo's in Corktown for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw and Ven Johnson. No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for Woodward Merch. Go to shop.woodwardsports.com. Lions are playing the Rams again. Get the Boo 'em Kid shirt. It's a tradition, right? Boo 'em. Absolutely. Line up with it. Tigers making a run. Get geared up. You're going to be at Comerica a lot this summer. And we got the Woodward Sports golf line as well. D-Max right in the guts of golf season. Guts. Wow, he is in there, everybody. So, again, shop.woodwardsports.com.
I've been Neil. We got to get out. We got to do another round, us two at Stick, because I've been striping my irons, like absolutely.
All right, I want to see this.
Oh yeah,
I keep hearing about it. I want to see it.
I want a piece of this.
Yeah.
I want to see it too.
I'm playing pretty well too, man.
Like,
so I'm excited.
The first round I went out this year, I was off literally 0 hours of sleep, was just absolutely raging the night before, and then we did 36. So I thought it was just like I was just checked out, so I wasn't even thinking of it going up and hitting, and that's why I was hitting so well. But last weekend, that was off, 10 hours of sleep. I was fine. I was good to go. And
Petty says to me before, he goes, you know what? Since I started getting in shape and, I'm a little stronger and stuff like this, man, I'm striping my irons and I'm going, you think?
Yeah, no shit.
You think there's maybe a little bit of correlation, son?
Yeah.
I do. That might be something. A little encouragement, little feedback to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Absolutely.
that's.
I'm telling you, the 60 failed me. That if I would have been under 90 if I had the 60 on. I went to bunker on a couple holes, and that's what kicked me over. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, but he also like, who's trying to hit their 60-degree 120 yards?
Yeah, I did. I leaned back and
we got to work on touch, bro.
Yeah.
Gotta work on touch. Absolutely. You can't get it all in one season. You can't figure it all out in one season. But we will be there. All right. So come to find out, there's a little top 5 controversy in the chat.
Well, I don't know if it's controversy, but it was brought up. It was brought up, and I don't have recollection of it. Maybe I wasn't here, but it was something that, and I don't know who said it.
They said we did top 5 organs?
Well, they said we thought we did because Neil's #1 was kidneys because he said the market value, and you looked at me and I went, that's something you would say.
100%.
That is something you would say.
So I don't know if it is, if it's not.
We may have.
If it is, I'm going to caveat this from the HR department. We're just going to see if there's consistency and an upgrade because this is 2025 and a lot has gone on. So it's had to have been
the markets
at least
have
a couple
changed.
years. The markets have changed. We're going to see if the organs have changed also.
Woodward Sports Chat poll is closed. What's more important for the Tigers to add a bat? 70% of the vote over an arm. So there's that out there as well. You guys ready to rock Top 5 Wednesday?
Ready to go. These pictures are wild.
Why is it a Top 5 list, Spenny?
It's half as boring as a Top 10 list.
Absolutely.
I want to know where he got D-Mac's picture because it's really funny.
Here we go. Top 5 organs. I can't wait for this one.
All right. Top 5 organs. At number 5. This guy lenses.
He's a terrorist.
He is a terrorist. At number 5, I have the liver because
pretty important to guys like us.
Pretty important to guys like us. It's been through a lot, and it is, it's doing me right. So I have to give credit where credit is due. At number 4, I've got the Oregon Trail. Now, if you don't know,
that's a stretch.
It's a good game. It's a very good game.
I like it.
Dysentery is the way you go. You always got to get the ox, too. Always have to get the ox instead of the horse because the oxes will pull through the mud. So that's a
dysentery is a fancy way to say diarrhea.
Yeah, that's 90% of your deaths in the Oregon Trail.
Historically, diarrhea is top 3 killer of all time.
Yeah. And then at number 3, I've got the appendix. I respect the appendix because it doesn't do anything.
No.
Except explode.
But kill you.
But it keeps a job.
But it keeps a job. Doesn't do anything. Stays on the roster.
Like some people here at Woodward.
And if it doesn't fuck with you, it'll take you out like that. Crazy stuff. Number 2, I got the pipe organ. Love to hear a good pipe organ in a big church echoing throughout, playing.
Oh, that's not what I didn't think you were implying that pipe organ.
See, it's double entendre too. I like to lay that pipe organ on some shorties, and that's where number 1 goes into it. Number 1, the vagine. Like, what are we talking about? That's the best organ out.
I'll just say
Your
it
favorite
on
pair
brand.
of Levi's, the vagine.
Absolutely.
I'll just say it on brand. All right, who's next?
Chase.
Chase. My apologies to
Simeon.
Yeah.
I forgot to send it to you.
Crypto McDavid.
Yep, Crypto, I'm sorry. We'll get you back in next week. All right, Chase, your top 5 organs.
Yeah, top 5. Number 5 for me is
Chase gets such a good picture.
Ryan took that of me.
That goes hard.
That is. Is that you at the race?
No, that was Monday at
That
the
was at
golf
Feldman.
event, but I'm rocking some of the apparel and the merch I got.
Look at the Woodward Sports in the bottom.
Ryan, why don't you get cool pictures of me like that? I was looking pretty good at the Feldman outing.
But number 5 for me is the gallbladder. It's got an interesting name, and it also kind of ties into my number 4 on the list, the small intestine.
Okay.
It's right underneath it, and it produces bile, which I don't know what the fuck that is, but it's got a funny name.
Sounds pretty important.
I've thrown a lot of that up before.
I've definitely thrown up bile.
I've been looking it up. It helps aid in your digestion and breaking down of fattier foods.
And it's just yellow and acidic.
Just educated. I didn't know we were doing anatomy today. But
next up, we got the small intestine. This is what really breaks down your food. This isn't the one that makes shit. That's your large intestine.
Yeah.
So this is less shitty option of the two, more
Love
or
a good
less.
turd cutter.
Tying it all into the gut. Number 3 is going to be the stomach. I mean, it's that gut health is really important. You get that good gut biome. Shout out to Sheila Bravlovsky.
Shout out.
And the spice melange of Tom Brady.
The spice melange.
Number 2 is the brain. Obviously, it is what allows us to function, and you'd think it'd be number 1.
Yeah,
but
I was going to say, kind of an upset there.
yeah,
pancreas
well,
over
that's
brain.
because not a lot of people use their brain and the rise of type 2 diabetes.
especially around here.
Yeah, the rise in type 2 diabetes, the pancreas is putting in overload. You got
It's fair.
it's just, like I said, it's a powerhouse. It's being asked to do a lot, and I think for pound, it is, it's like a Demetrius Johnson type of organ where it's not like the biggest, but it's a Mighty Mouse for sure.
Dude, it's a microwave. Vinny Johnson. And Chase, that picture, that looks like how they capture you if you were like the
You look pit crew.
chief
Yeah,
of the pit
you
crew.
definitely look like you're a pit crew chief.
Crew
in that
chief
picture.
of the pit crew.
Somebody said you looks like you're DJing at Movement.
That too.
Yeah.
Hey, they used to call me DJ Chop up in Mount Pleasant at the cabin.
There you go.
Shout out.
And that is Chase's top 5 organs. Let's move on to Mr. Darren McCarty, your top 5 organs.
Absolutely. Oh, that's a good one. Nice one, Lance. Hey, you know what? Somebody gives you flowers, you got to take them.
You got to take them, absolutely.
Anyways, number 5. The old Chicago Stadium
on my
organ
list.
would rock that for the national anthem and whatever like that, and I was fortunate enough to play there. Why didn't you put the one from Olympia or Joe? Like, no,
Not
it
as
wasn't. What's that? It was
It's not
just
as good.
that's the one that I reminded of. Number 4, Chase, for a lot of reasons, should be. It's the Shadur Sanders of the list. It just drops down the brain.
Yeah.
Right? It should be number 1, but in 2025, and especially here at Woodward Sports, it's not a necessity. Number 3, the Schwantz.
France.
Right?
Pretty self-explanatory.
Pretty self-explanatory. Sorry, just whatever. Number 2, the liver. The liver. The reason that I'm alive is that the liver can repair itself.
Yeah.
It's healthier than ever, from almost destroying it to repairing itself. So
The most resilient organ, I think.
Shout out absolutely.
Absolutely.
Shout out D-Mac's liver.
Yep.
And number 1, it's all about heart, baby.
It's all about heart.
It's all about heart. The heart is number 1. So there it
Ooh,
is.
Barracuda.
As you can see in that picture.
Nicholas Duncan. Most of my organs are 8.5 inches. You lie, Nicholas. You lie. All right.
Yeah, that's cap.
We'll close it out. My top 5 organs. Can't wait for this. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Hey, that was a Merry Christmas right there. A little different Christmas.
It's a
that
good
time.
Christmas.
Taking my hairstyle?
That was like the Mrs. Doubtfire Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 5, the trachea.
Is that this?
It's somewhere in your neck, I guess.
Is that
But
what Frank fractured?
maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, but that name's got aura, doesn't it? Trachea.
Yes. Yeah.
Like that's. I don't know a lot of its function. I
No.
don't pretend to. I didn't look it up.
It's
I
gotta
just
be
know.
important. Breathe, eat, drink.
Yeah, but it sounds cool. Trachea is a very cool name. Number 4, the liver, for all the reasons. We ask a lot of our liver. At least a lot of these guys at points in their lives
We
have
do.
asked a lot of their liver. And guess what? It's always performed.
Always up to it.
Every single
Yeah.
time. Number 3, eyes. That's
Being blind would suck.
that's it.
Yeah.
And that's what I was driving at.
Yeah.
Like I would take being deaf, losing a hand, something like that.
I would definitely hand. Deaf and blind, I go back and forth with every time.
Yeah, but blind, man, that would really, really suck. Number
Probably
2, your
deaf,
heart.
right?
It doesn't. And look, like I know it's the most important organ and everything like that, but I would say the heart is the Connor McDavid of the organs. It's still underappreciated.
Yeah.
Like you see the talent it has because it runs the whole show.
Can't do anything else without it.
That's it. It's the straw that stirs the drink,
Yeah.
man.
Keeps everybody hydrated, keeps the blood pumping.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like it's the whiskey or the bourbon in the old fashioned. That's
Ultra
what it
glue
is.
guy.
That's what it is, and it doesn't get the credit that it deserves. And number 1, Chicago Stadium. And look, I hate Chicago. Hated Chicago Stadium.
I like Chicago.
No, I like Chicago, the city.
Yeah.
I hate Chicago sports teams, and
That's
I
fair.
hated Chicago Stadium, D-Mac, because as a kid watching you guys, I knew that even if we were up 4-2 in the fourth period or the third period, I know that Adam Creighton was going to score a goal from behind the goal just by simply reaching around and tapping it in. And I knew Doug Wilson's slap shot from the point was going to get redirected into the corner, and the Blackhawks were going to win the game. And I hated the sound of that organ, but you can't deny its resume.
Yep.
It's an elite. For the young bucks out there, Simeon and the like, go Google Chicago Stadium's organ, and you'll be like, damn, that's pretty hype.
Oh, yeah.
So, Mike G, Neil looks like the runner-up at Drag Queen Bingo. That's fair. 100%.
It looks like the haircut from the girl on Napoleon Dynamite.
It kind of does,
the like
doesn't it?
offset ponytail.
Yeah, or like Gail the Snail.
Gail the Snail,
ball
yeah.
From Always Sunny.
Is that the same actress?
I don't think so.
No. They kind of look alike though. They're
Yeah.
Daryl Slaughter in the chat. The United Center is a dump. I don't think it's a dump. I just think it's it's in a dumpy area.
Yeah.
And that hurts. Like the White Sox Stadium,
Nice.
guaranteed rate.
Nice stadium.
I
Very
like the
nice
stadium.
stadium.
Don't like getting into the stadium.
Shitty area.
Yeah, like the stadium though.
It's a really nice stadium.
It is. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it for sure. But that was our top 5 list. We got a couple banked. If you have an idea of something you want to see, put it in the chat. I'll say no to it, and then we'll use one of the ones we got banked. So
Fair.
let's do it that way, everybody.
Let me tell you about
Shall we?
Feldman. Feldman Chevrolet. They got deals for everyone. You know why? Because they're Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer with 5 locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing. This month's specials include a 2025 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab. Lease it for $149 per month. Or the 2026 Equinox LT. You can lease it for $209 per month. It's Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
It's part beauty, part beast. It's for those who dare to be different, for those who want to stand out, and for those who are built for more. The all-new Ineos Grenadier combines strength and style for an unmatched driving experience. Sold exclusively at Feldman Ineos of Waterford.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff like gimmies on the golf course. We like uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, where you walk in, you sign in, and before you know it, boom, you're handsome and clean. Lady Jane's open 10 to 8, 7 days a week, so no excuses. Walking anytime. It's wicked awesome.
All right, we're keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, Chase. We have intern Simeon, Spencer Raxter. That's from third base to first base across the infield. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Louie in the chat. How about top 5 buildings? Boom, done. That's a good one. Top 5 buildings.
I'm not a fan of oligarchies normally, but that is a good take by Louis IV.
Yep, I like it.
Hey, but Spenny, what if he's the booze, not the...
Could be.
Speaking of King Louis.
So you're a big fan of his.
Big fan of his.
Speaking of King Louis, Palace of Versailles, I mean, that could be on somebody's list.
Yeah,
If you
for
know,
sure.
You know.
I like it. I like the buildings. It's got you can have historical significance, sentimental value. There's a lot that goes
into it.
Yeah.
It's very diverse.
It's your list.
It's your list.
Yeah. Then that's where we live, on the top 5 list. We do it for that reason. We do it for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's your list. And number 2, there's only 5, so it's half as boring as 10. Because everybody else does a top 10, and we can all agree that's too many.
Too much.
It's absolutely too much. Woodward Sports chat thread, Sean Waldron. Sean Waldron just watched the last national anthem at Chicago Stadium. It was dope. I told you guys, man.
Top 5 soft things. Top 5 noodles. Damn, those are some good ones in the chat.
Top 5 noodles. Okay.
Yeah.
Chase, can we add that one to the list?
You guys can add whatever you want. All I do is write down the suggestions.
Top five noodles.
Top 5 noodles is a good one.
I'm going to be bad at that one.
Yeah, Chase is...
I do not like pasta.
He has a palate of I don't even know.
Dominic Mysterio. Just give him chicken nuggets.
Yep.
Dinosaur nuggets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Lentz are the same thing. Well, Lentz will eat pasta and stuff, but if Lentz could eat...
Lunchables, Crustables.
I love an Uncrustable.
I really only like the turkey Lunchable, D-Mac.
Crustables is a king.
Uncrustables are king for sure.
He
doesn't like peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
It's fucking good.
Yeah, I know, dude. It's crazy. He doesn't like cheese either.
Right
What
on.
do you eat?
I could, dude. You want chicken. Ladies? Might want to take Chase out.
Yeah, cheap date.
Cheap date. Oh, I'll have the chicken breast.
Yeah,
plain.
The hamburger, please. With
Plain.
What's
no
your
cheese.
mustard and pickle.
What's your side of fruit?
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Cartier, top 5 worst cuisines. Well, it can't be worse.
Top 5 foods you hate.
Yeah. Well, it can't be. It's got to be positive. Top 5.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, you could do bottom
Well, we
5.
did Bad Moms.
Yeah.
And that was taken.
But that was positive on your list.
It was positive on my list for sure.
You see what I'm saying?
Yours were not positive. Yours were gruesome.
They were.
Some other ones you had on the list as potential options. Should we keep them on there as like on the back burner of reasons to miss work or things about summer?
Yes, keep those.
Things about summer. That's what we were gonna do.
Yeah, and that's gonna be next week because summer starts next week.
Yeah.
Okay. So
top 5 summer things, then top 5 buildings.
Okay.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
I
All right,
know
we
how
got
I'm
them right.
ordering this. Yeah.
Boom. There we go.
Top 5 mommy milkies. By the way, did you hear the breaking news? Speaking of mommy milkies.
No, I can't wait.
Sydney Sweeney apparently put on like 30 pounds to do this new role. She's like going to be doing a biopic on a professional boxer. She said it went right to her tits and ass. So like,
what a bummer.
That's awesome. Really hyped to see that.
All right, Za'Darius Smith.
Shout out.
Where were they at the
BET Awards?
BET Awards, right?
This is from what was his name? He sent this to us on I can't remember his name. Justin or Travis, if you're in the chat, put it in there. He DM'd it to us on Instagram.
Really?
The guy got the videos.
We have boots on the ground.
And DM'd it to us on Instagram. Yeah, he's. I guess he sends us a ton of stuff. So shout out to. I can't remember his name. I feel bad. But it's real quick.
Let's see.
When you signing that contract with the Lions? Soon. Okay, that's all I need to hear. When you signing that contract with the Lions? Soon. Okay, that's all I need to hear. When you signing
Woodward, boots on the ground, got the breaking story.
Yes.
Kirby Joseph called us like a sports TMZ at MIS on Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
He saw JB Smooth standing there with his Woodward polo and his Woodward hat on. And he was like, "Oh shit, it's it's sports TMZ."
Kirby was with us at Feldman Chevrolet right after he got drafted. He was in town for OTAs.
Yeah.
Remember that, D-Mac? Came and kicked it with us for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Malcolm came on the air and
Kirby
all that
and
stuff.
Malcolm, yeah, it was sweet. Kirby didn't go on air, but he walked behind the camera a couple times and looked at it.
Yeah.
That's when I did. That's when I what was it, like 8 hot dogs in an hour?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, they were doing the hot dog day.
Yeah.
You were slowing down at the end.
I was. I powered through.
You did. You absolutely did. D-Mac, that was the look of a guy that knows it's happening, right? Like you saw that look on his
Well, he
face.
said soon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, cat's out of the bag, whatever like that. I'd like to thank Cash Doll.
Shout out Cash Doll for
all her
sure.
contributions to not only the city, but to her man, and doing all. And if you've seen her Instagram or whatever, you know she's been
absolute legend in the city, and just another chip in the resume.
I always thought this was pretty much the plan all along.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think it has to do more with being the veteran, and we don't need you at OTAs, and it's going to cost a little bit less, and this is the deal. And maybe it was go see if there's something else for more money. We understand that.
No, I think it's a mix of that, D-Mac. I think it is. We'll wait.
Yeah, well,
whatever
you
can get done.
Yeah,
get it done, and then I'll kind of swoop
I ain't
in.
gonna hold you back.
Right.
But it's more or less Brad Holmes knowing he's not going to get paid on the market, and then he'll come up. But also knowing that Za'Darius Smith ain't going to take there's something that he's not going to take $4 million from somebody else. He's trying to get $10 million, right? But he's going to come back here and take 4.5 or 5.
And we're like second in the league in cap space right now. He's like, it's going to happen. And again, shout out to Cash Doll. I don't think we could.
She's not getting enough credit, I think, in the streets. Is that fair to say?
That is fair
I just
to say.
gave it to him.
Yeah.
D-Mac, good on you.
Heavyweights have been pushing it for sure. And
No, I mean,
D-Mac just gave it to her.
When that happens, that's when I see her next time, and that I'm going to be saying, that's your thank you.
And Norm,
one of my favorite hits.
His name is Norm. That sent us the video. He was at the BET Awards. That was him asking Za'Darius, and he DM'd it to Woodward.
Shout out Norm.
Shout out to Norm.
Shout out Norm.
That's our guy. But no, D-Mac, I mean, like, look, there's not a ton to analyze here. It did just kind of pop in my head, though, because then the rational question will be, then why isn't it done? And the reason I think it's not done, for real, is, and it's not because he doesn't want to do training camp. I don't think anyway. Like, I don't think he's going to come swooping in August or whatever. I legit think it's one of those things where we're going to see, okay, what's the market look like? Guys that get cut in camp. How can you improve this team? Because Za'Darius Smith has been very open about the fact there's one thing missing. He's done the All-Pro, the Pro Bowls, all that stuff. There's one thing missing, man. And I think he's on board for it. And I legit think that he's gonna kind of get in where he fits in, and he wants all angles addressed that can be.
Yeah.
I legit think that.
Yeah.
That Brad's like, we got you. You're gonna be here. You want to be here. We want you here. but we want to get whatever we can get locked and loaded.
Sorry, Smitty. Here's the thing too. They're going to have the man-to-man conversation, what's best for the team, and understand all this because what do you say? He's chasing a ring, so Brad might be a conversation. Let me see what I can do first, right? To not have him on the roster might not deter somebody else to come, or if somebody else gets cut, like you said.
Yeah.
I guess, what's the like? I don't see him going anywhere else.
No.
I would agree with
right
that.
now.
I don't see him going anywhere else. And his name is his Instagram is @ABBNorm. So if you want to drop him a follow, shout out to him. And then you look at that when they re-sign Za'Darius Smith, because this is, we've all been, like you said, we all kind of thought that this was going to happen, but now it's looking like it's really going to happen. You look at that rotation opposite Aiden Hutchinson. You got Marcus Davenport, who, if he can stay healthy, can do it all. You've got Josh Pascal, who is an elite run stopper.
In a contract year.
And you've got Za'Darius Smith, who is an elite quarterback killer. So you've got a very good rotation of edge rushers opposite of Aiden Hutchinson.
Would that be help?
That would be help,
Is that enough help?
I think that's enough help.
If when Za'Darius Smith signs, because I think it's win.
Yeah.
Can we put that to bed?
I think we can, yes.
Can we?
We should. I don't think we
Will
can.
we?
No, probably not. Even though
I like the regression
Even
there.
though literally everybody, when it was happening, was like, just re-sign Za'Darius. That's all we're asking for. So keep that same energy, because it's going to happen. I believe. I hope.
Sua in the chat.
I'd be surprised if it doesn't.
Z can't play every down because he can't play the run. Doesn't need to. They're an elite run-stopping unit. As currently constructed. Shout out to Norm, though, by the way.
Shout out to Norm.
That was an elite catch.
Yeah.
You know,
he said, all right, that's all I need to hear.
No, but like it was an elite catch that probably wasn't celebrated in this town the way that it should be from a media perspective, and we all know why.
Yeah.
We all know why. And I'll just leave it at that.
Shout out Norm.
Shout out Norm, man. That's why we're good here, because the people are good.
Yep.
The fans are good.
And shout out to Kendrick for winning like 5 BET awards and then flying to Detroit and performing like that the next night.
Yeah. For real. Yeah, I expect that to get done. Obviously, I think we all do. I do legit think that they are just waiting to maximize everything that they can get from a market perspective. Sham Charania with a little bit of breaking NBA news. And we can talk about this stuff now because I think that we're in this space.
Yep.
Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
Like stuff that impacts the NBA as a whole, and we will be in markets.
We're an upper echelon team in the NBA now.
Bingo.
Not elite yet, but we're above the median.
That's fair. Sham Charania, ESPN reporting the Phoenix Suns and Kevin Durant's business partner are sorting through trade options with interested teams mainly featuring Houston, San Antonio, Minnesota, Miami, and New York.
I wouldn't mind to get some kickback from Houston. Maybe Jabari Smith has to be moved in a deal like that, and the Pistons are a guy that could throw their hat in the ring to get someone. But Jabari Smith will probably go.
Two things about that.
I'd love to be a third in whatever deal happens.
I don't want to be the primary.
No.
I don't, because I don't want to get, when you have a list of that many teams,
asking price is going to be insane.
And Houston, if it's Houston, like
they got a lot to give.
Phoenix is going to end up giving up like Jalen Green. For real.
Probably, yeah. It'd probably be Jalen Green,
Jabari Smith,
and a couple picks.
Like they're going to give up a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not interested, man. I hope
but
the
you're
people
interested in, like you've said and you've introduced to us, how being the third wheel to make a deal happen and getting some juice on it, whether it's the picks or some money down the road or whatever like that. That's I think where we're at right here, where Trajan's at too.
Probably. I'm trying to think. Like, I don't think Phoenix would do that without getting Jalen Green.
Right.
Like, he's got to be the center part of it. But also, I feel like Fred VanVleet has to be involved in it as well
because of the numbers.
And Amon can just. He's your starting point guard next year. Like, so Fred VanVleet kickback maybe? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it's interesting, man, because again, I'm not really interested, so I'm kind of glad to not see the Pistons on that list. I like it from Spenny's perspective of third team in. What can we kind of pick through? Yeah, who's going to be the numbers victim?
Mm-hmm.
It's more like just like window shopping. You know, sort of like going around or at Eastern market or whatever, it's like looking at some stuff going, oh, hey, can we get in on this? How can it help? I don't think and are we in a position right now? Like, I'm still eager. Who's that guy? Is that guy out there right now, or is it a year away? Are we more of a year away, or is it right now for the Pistons? And I think it's more with what they've built is still ancillary into probably next offseason when that's the big move. Because you don't want, like, who's the big guys now? Like, you don't want any of this.
I'm not interested in
You're not interested because you just got to this next level, right? You're not to the elite level yet, but you got to this better than half the team's level. You don't want to do anything to hinder you moving forward. And what would do that, Neil? A fucking bad contract.
Yeah.
No doubt. Well, and that's really
like
he's got a year left.
You're not in a position like a few of those other teams to when you're an elite team that had the space, then you can afford a bad. When you're elite, you can afford taking a shot, but you're not there yet.
And real quick, I got this graphic I wanted to get up there because I saw people, I don't know why I do this every time, but I see people in the chat that have consistently tell me they don't watch the NBA and then make an opinion about the NBA proving that they don't watch the NBA.
Are you going to go to Grimm's comment right now?
Yeah, talking about Kevin Durant being garbage for the Suns. Here is Kevin Durant's shot chart last year.
Yeah.
So, if that's garbage, then I'll take some garbage for sure. I'll take a lot of garbage.
Yeah,
that is last year. That's his shot chart.
Kevin Durant hasn't averaged under 25 points per game in the NBA since his rookie year.
Kevin Durant is the greatest offensive weapon in the history of the NBA.
If you break it down by segments, yes.
And he's still performing at a top 5 level offensively. It's what happened to the Suns is not Kevin Durant's fault. Trust me. It's because they don't have a point guard.
26, 6-4 last year at 36 years old. He is not cooked, washed, trash. He doesn't. I don't think he puts the Pistons over the top when you tack on the cost of acquisition.
If you get Kevin Durant, you're making, at the very least, the Eastern Conference Finals. But, again, I don't think the Pistons are going to go after Kevin Durant. I'm not saying it. But he's not bad. That's
Correct.
Just stupid.
That is stupid. And thank you for saying it so I didn't have to, as a matter of fact. So that's it. It popped up. Sharanya just put that out there, so I figured it was relevant to talk about it for 4 minutes or so. And all right, I have a Jared Goff thing for everybody when we come back. And it's very basic, and God be with us all. All right, here we go.
Mad Packs, D-Mac?
Yeah, I hope God's with Mad Packs too. I'm here to tell you about Mad Packs. Mad Packs is the hottest new cannabis brand. They are partnering with Woodward Sports. They just launched their new products May 30th, available in select dispensaries. High-low, getting you high for the low, delivering top-tier quality at unbeatable prices. Boom Shakalaka, Boom Shakalaka. Live resin-infused tarantula. That's the one with Keef on the outside. One's the bomb. Blizzard Packs, THCA, Moon Rocks that hit like a blizzard. Stay tuned with Woodward Sports Network for all the latest updates.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
It's part beauty, part beast. It's for those who dare to be different, for those who want to stand out, and for those who are built for more. The all-new Ineos Grenadier combines strength and style for an unmatched driving experience. Sold exclusively at Feldman Ineos of Waterford.
Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
Neil Rule here for Buddies. That's right, the OG, the original Detroit-style pizza since 1946. And guess what? Tonight for dinner, You can jump on buddiespizza.com, use the promo code 10meal, and get 10% off any one of the over 20 Buddies locations in and around the Metro Detroit and downtown Detroit area. You can have that pizza that you're looking at right now on your dinner table. You know it's good. And it's Buddies, man. They invented Detroit-style pizza. They are a staple in this community since 1946. And if you're going downtown for a game or whatever, slide out the one downtown. We went down there, man. Prime location, just across the street from Comerica Park. And get Buddies into your pregame, pre-concert. If you're going to see Kendrick the next time he pulls up, stop at Buddies, man. Get it in. Buddies Pizza, the original Detroit-style pizza since 1946. All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty. We have Chase, intern Simeon, Spencer Raxter, Sergeant Curtis Schultz in the super chat. If you guys want some great barbecue, try Johnny V Smoke Shack in Perry, near Lansing. Best barbecue I've ever had. They'll probably let you do a show there. Google it. Oh, hey,
shout out Sarge.
Shout out Sarge. Yeah. Next time I'm up that way, I'll have to pull up, man. I'm a sucker for barbecue places, dude. I'll try any barbecue place in the world.
Love good barbecue.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely.
That's why I want to go to a Kansas City game, because I heard that the tailgates are insane.
They have the best barbecue, too. It smokes Memphis. Intern Simeon's nodding his head right now. He knows. Yeah. Kansas City has the best barbecue in the barbecue game. Smokes Carolina.
Better than Texas?
Smokes Texas. Ooh. Blast Memphis. Memphis is overrated.
Memphis is over. It's a vinegar and oil. Like, nah.
No, it is. No. Memphis is way overrated. Woodward Sports.
Shout out to Dolph.
Chat thread. Get in there. Hoof-hearted. KD is basically the Wizards' Jordan at this point. Dude is 36. He was 25, 6-4 a game.
26. What is he
dude.
And,
just stop talking about it if you don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's really not that hard to look up and see what a guy does.
Also, too, he was 43% from three.
Yeah.
Jordan with the Wizards was 19% from three. I know that goes against your GOAT narrative and everything like that, but that's what he was at the end.
Wizards Jordan right here. Wizards Jordan.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, D-Mac. Basic. Spenny tried to trick all of us, and I was too smart to be tricked. He tried to hit us with the rank these four quarterbacks, and he had it on the show sheet. And you know what, Spenny? To be fair, I would like to do that one day.
That's fair.
We'll chamber that one for the summer.
I think it's a good grouping of quarterbacks.
It is a good grouping of quarterbacks, and it's fun. He had to rank these quarterbacks: Goff, Mayfield, Stafford, Prescott, Hurts. I have a more narrowed focus on this. And Spenny had the question, which Lion has the most to prove this year? And you know how it went. People gave their answers. People gave their off-the-radar answers, all of that stuff. And then it devolved into Jared Goff, which devolved into Jared Goff can't move, which devolved into Jared Goff is awful in the playoffs for the Lions. So let's just cut the shit, everybody. Right here, right now. Can you win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff?
Yes.
Yes.
Can we chat poll that?
Yeah.
Guys, answer honestly, for real. Please answer on because I want to see where the masses are at. Can you win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff? Question mark instead of period. Question mark. I don't care about your explanations. I don't care about any of that. Can you win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff? Period / question mark. D-Mac, you say yes.
100%.
I'm curious to get your reasoning, and I would imagine that there's probably a lot of common sense to it, but go ahead.
No, exactly. And he doesn't have anything to prove. Yeah, the one thing is he played the worst game as a Lion in his last game. So he's got to come back and play better from that and learn from its mistakes and not be a part of it. But it wasn't just him. Because if the team played up to their potential, they should have been able to get by Washington. But turnovers are going to kill you. Turnovers are the biggest thing. I just believe that he's the right guy. He always has been. I mean, it's like I don't even understand the question. Like we're really having this question now. This was this last year's question.
D-Mac, it's what it all boils down to every single time. So I just want it out there. Can you win a Super Bowl with him?
I'd rather rephrase the question is like, can you win a Super Bowl if your quarterback isn't the best player on the field? Does your quarterback have to be the best player on the field to win a Super Bowl? No. He's got to take care of the ball.
Eagles just did it last year.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, like when you ask that question, like, who's got the most to prove? Fuck, come on. Are you serious? Touch. He's got to prove that he's back. Like, out of anybody, is that not where your question mark is? To the injury, right?
Yeah.
Like that. I don't know. That would be my answer to the question. It's not like, no, Jared Goff. Like you and to the point is that Jared Goff just needs to be good or average Jared Goff. What's Jared Goff average? 260.
Yeah.
No turnovers.
250, 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns.
And
No
pick,
turnovers.
maybe. Yeah.
Or maybe one that doesn't cost you.
Yeah.
Like seriously, do we remember the rest of the guys on this team?
No, we forgot about them.
Oh my God.
Real cream of wheat. You can win it with Goff, but not the Super Bowl with that defense. So
that's a different. That's a whole
so then,
different
so then
question.
your answer is no. So then your answer is no.
No, the answer is yes.
Well, the
the
defense
answer is yes. Can you win with Goff? Yes.
Yeah.
We're not asking about can you win with the defense. So your answer is yes. That's why the defense is more questions than anything.
Cody Ingle, the Rams won it, and Stafford led the league in turnovers. Shh, Cody, don't give those Stafford secrets out to everybody. And he hit a safety in the chest in the championship game, and he dropped it. So I mean, like
He was balling in the playoffs, though.
Except for that pass, but he got away with it.
Yep.
And that's the way that it works.
That's how it goes.
Woodward Sports poll, chat poll. Can you win a Super? See, like 94% of the people say yes,
Which they should.
but that's not what we see. That Ram Faithful 39. No, you cannot win a Super Bowl with Goff. Goff played a bad game in the Super Bowl. Also, Goff has legit offenses with the Rams. Now Lions fall short in big games. It's facts.
Ram faithful.
So that there's a person that believes like the question should be if the Lions don't win the Super Bowl, is it because of Jared Goff? Where right because no, it'd be because of their defense. It'd be because whatever else. This person who just said that said it'd be because of Goff because he can't play in the big games and they expect him in the biggest games to have his worst games.
Yeah.
But
That's what I heard there. But to me, it's not even.
In the NFC Championship game, he played well enough to win that game.
He was immaculate.
He was great. He should have won that game. But
that don't matter.
Against the Commanders, he was why they lost. It goes both ways.
Well, Lentz, our guy. See, like this is what I'm trying to cut out. You can win with him, but he's not going to be the reason they win. Well, then Lentz, then that's you're going to have that all the time. Like, you're going to be one of these people. If they lose, it's Goff's fault. Like people are going to say, well, Goff didn't beat the 49ers. Goff did literally everything he could do.
Yeah,
literally.
There wasn't much more that he could do. He was hitting people in the hands.
And they dropped it.
Yeah.
Like, so I would say
a couple
that.
would have been tough catches, but still catchable.
Right. Like, and those were the throws that were going to win the game because it would have extended drives.
Yeah, and the Jahmyr Gibbs fumble cost you too.
100%. Like, and again, I'm not into like that angle of it. You can't say that. You can't say they won't win because of him because then you already have it locked and loaded where it's premeditated. If they don't win, you're just going to say it was because of Goff. Like you'll pick out one thing and say it was because of Goff. Goff is good enough to win you a Super Bowl. You're not second in the league in yards and fourth in touchdowns back-to-back years in this league. Like by the numbers, passing yards, passing touchdowns, the best quarterback in football over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Facts.
And like, I understand. I saw someone say consistency, and that is important because obviously I think the Super Bowl is the hardest trophy to win because it's you have a bad day, you get sent home. It's no game 2. It's no try again the next day. You have a bad day, you get sent home.
It's over.
Goff had a bad day, they got sent home. That's what happens. And I understand wanting the consistency because going into a playoff matchup, if you get good Goff, then you're going to win for sure because he's going to go out there. He's going to have a perfect game and stuff like that. You get bad Goff, you're going to need your defense to step up to pull you out of that. And last year, obviously, they couldn't do that because they were dead. So I understand wanting the consistency in the playoffs for sure. But, yeah, he is talented enough for you to win win a Super Bowl with.
It's just, and you see it in the chat here, D-Mac. This chat seems split, does it not?
There's more than 6% of
negative comments, right? So, like, somebody's lying. Can you win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff? 95% of the people say yes. So somebody's lying. Either lying when they're voting or they're lying when they're putting the comments in there. One of the two.
Well, it's the same thing as what I see is that, going back to it, the Lions were going in to go up 21-10, right? And Glasgow misses a block and Goff fumbles. So is that on Goff? That he didn't hold the ball?
Depends on your narrative.
That depends on your narrative. Depends on where, so all the Goff haters, yeah, it is. But everybody else, well, it's a team game and somebody blew an assignment. It's just like the same thing as what Goff would say when Josh Reynolds dropped the fucking ball in his hands.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You can only the question should be, can you win? Can you see this guy being the quarterback of your championship team? And it's absolutely yes.
I can.
You're only gonna pick how many other guys in the league, if you had the chance, are you gonna pick to quarterback your team for the championship?
Maybe
5,
maybe 5 or 6.
5, 6,
and they're not available.
And they're not.
Yeah. No, but look who you're asking for.
Right.
Right. Would everybody like Josh Allen? Would everybody like Patrick Mahomes?
Sure.
Would everybody like Jalen Hurts? Everybody like Lamar Jackson? You know what I mean?
No, they wouldn't like Jalen Hurts. Remember, we had that discussion.
We did have that discussion.
Nobody likes him.
I think Jared Goff and Jalen Hurts are in the same. I think they're both elite game managers. I think they're both in the same spot. And we saw them win a championship with Jalen Hurts.
And what did Jalen Hurts have that Jared Goff didn't have? He had a healthy team.
Extremely healthy team. And, obviously, Jared Goff is much more accurate. Jalen Hurts obviously has the mobility.
They end at the same spot.
Yes.
They get there a little different.
Yeah.
So
it's like being 2-5. You and your buddy are a 5 handicap, and he hits it 30 yards by you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that means that obviously he's a little bit better, longer driver. But where are you going to make up the strokes? Because at the end of the day, you're both shooting 75.
You're right. Sergeant Curtis in the super chat. No matter what, it takes a team to win or lose.
Absolutely,
it's simple. No, but it's not that simple.
21 of 22 day one
who
starters
gets the blame
for the Eagles?
DNC ENT, you win with Goff, not because of him. B go crazy. Can we stop the Stafford hate to prop up Goff? To me personally, I love both. They are both great for what they have and had. Oh, well, B go crazy. It is not Stafford hate to say that he led the league in turnovers the year they won the Super Bowl. That's not hate.
No, it's true. He's a gunslinger. That's what he does.
Right. So again, it drives at the bottom line for me. Is this whole Goff thing and all the energy that's used up on Goff, I don't understand it, man. I really don't. He's a quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He's a very good quarterback. Second in the league in yards, 4th in touchdowns the last 2 seasons. You ain't getting anybody any better. You're just not. So I don't get it. I don't get the use of the energy on it, Spenny.
Nothing's gonna change anytime soon. They're not moving on from him.
And he's good enough to win. I've seen it.
He is.
I've seen it. So here we go. I don't know. I just like to do this from time to time to check in on it. Real cream of wheat. Defense literally couldn't stop a cold. Well, I mean, they didn't have 21 of 22 starters.
And, they also, got 5 extra possessions. So
Lentz with this cherry-picked one. Goff leads the league in turnovers since 2017 because he plays all the time. And that was before all these guys got into the league. So, of course, Lentz, you can do that. Grim, facts over feelings. That's kind of where I live, man. Hoof-hearted. Is Trevor Lawrence good enough to win a ring?
He hasn't shown that, no. He's got the talent, but, I don't...
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
No, yeah.
Are you absolutely kidding me with the fact that you're going to even question the fact, Trevor, what has he shown? Dog shit.
Nothing.
And you want to put him in a conversation with Jared Goff, and can they get over the finish line? Tell me you don't know shit about shit. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Well, D-Mac, Trevor Lawrence couldn't get over the hump with a 29-0 lead.
That's true.
Trevor Lawrence can't fucking carry fucking Jared Goff's jockstrap. You want to talk about proof? Like, I mean, can we just at least slow down and show some respect, even the Goff haters, to whatever? Like, come on.
Trevor Lawrence has shown absolutely nothing. Well, I wouldn't say absolutely nothing, but
no, he's shown that he's got
mid.
a sort of top. But like, to me,
his scenario.
You want
not
Trevor Lawrence as your quarterback? Okay, so there you got two fucking Surfer California kids that aren't built the same, in my opinion.
No,
right? Like, oh man.
Cody Ingle.
That one's as disrespectful as you guys get.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence has done nothing to prove that he's on the level of Jared Goff. Talent-wise, arm strength-wise, athleticism-wise, whatever, winning football games, being a good quarterback.
Better
in the
hair.
NFL, better hair. He is in a very bad situation. Like this year, he's got a pretty good situation, so we'll see. But no, Trevor Lawrence is not. He has not proven that he can win a Super Bowl. He hasn't proven he can win a division. Or did he win a division once? I don't even know.
He had the one comeback playoff win where they overcame that 29-0
where they overcame
deficit.
Brandon Staley.
Do you think
and he threw 4 interceptions in the first quarter.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Do you guys look at him and say he's got it?
No.
No.
How about this? Some Ryan Lentz slander. Cody Ingle. Ryan, you know graphics. You don't know ball. That's tough. All right, let's. Where are we going with the final break, Spenny?
Let's do White Claw, and then we're going to come back to Loom and Jars.
Yeah, let's do it, as a matter of fact. And White Claw, that's right. It's going down this Friday, Spenny. It's going down this Friday. That's right. The White Claw Tigers Tour, calling all Tigers fans. Join us for the White Claw Tigers Tour. Woodward Sports will be hitting 4 of the top bars in Detroit to have a Tigers watch party live on the network. Spencer and Easy this Friday, June 13th, Nemo's Bar, one of the iconic bars in the city.
His burger. You've been gassing up this cheeseburger. So.
Yes. You're going to go in and give it a spin.
I'm getting one for sure.
Be a part of the fun. Watch your reactions live on Woodward Sports Network to the best team in baseball. It's the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, of course, and Ben Johnson Law.
Oh, that you gotta wash something down with that burger, and that Nemo's burger is fire, by the way. So enjoy Loom Cannabis refreshing, buzzing favorites like watermelon, cherry, strawberry, or cool off with the 2 new summer flavors: raspberry lemonade and peach.
So
crack
good.
a can, take a sip, catch a buzz. Available at any of Loom's 38 locations across Michigan. Use code WSN30 for 30% off your entire order, online or in store. Go to www.loom.com today.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
All right, Woodward sports fans, whether hitting a game, the greens, or simply just chilling, Jars Cannabis has you covered. Jars is home to Michigan's largest lineup of rec cannabis products. Got over 30 locations across the state, repping Michigan in a big way. 9 locations right in Metro Detroit, so there's always one nearby. If you're in Grand Rapids, Madison Heights, or Milan, get ready. New stores are coming your way soon. Go to JarsCannabis.com. See where you can get your favorite product today. Check out Darren McCarty brand in jars everywhere.
All right, final segment of the show. Went by that quickly, as it always does. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, Chase, intern Simeon, Spencer Raxter here in the building, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread, as you always are. And one of our most one-way polls in a long time, 95% of you say that, yes, you can win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff. Yet, the chat messages are just about split. I'm still looking for an explanation to this dynamic. I really am, man, but you just don't get one. People are slandering Trevor Lawrence a lot, by the way, just so you know. So there's that out there as well. Shoot, there was something else I wanted to bring. Oh, you said little breaking NHL news?
Oh, yeah. Cale Makar, defenseman for the Colorado Avalanche, has won the Norris Trophy.
Won the Norris Trophy.
For
So
best
Mo Sider
defenseman.
finished second?
I did not look at the standings. I'm going to guess no. Would you say Lane Hudson also won the Calder, Rookie of the Year?
Yep. Yes. That was also
Couple
the
D-men in the league taking it up. That's the one where the Axel Sam Pelican looking at him next year to do what Lane Johnson did this year.
Yes. So did he finish third, Spenny?
I don't think so.
No? He wasn't in the top 20?
Neil?
According to intern Simeon.
Neil.
What?
Stop. Stop. You're
What?
not. You're doing it.
Doing what?
You're doing it.
Doing what?
Doing it.
Reporting the news? Yes, I'm reporting the news.
No, you're.
So do you not like Mo Sider?
No, I didn't say that. I was just asking where his finishing
Neil
position
knows that
was.
Mo Sider's year wasn't up to probably expectations. So the fact that he still wanted to see how the public viewed that or whatever.
Or his peers, or the voting, the voting process of the Norris Trophy. Yeah. Because I was told by people at this network, Norris Trophy's loading.
What?
Now that might still be the case.
But loading doesn't mean
It doesn't mean arrive.
It didn't say loaded.
You're right, 100, and I'll be fair.
And I don't. And you know what? He's gonna have a really tough time winning one because he's gonna go up against, just like it was back in the day. Cale Makar is sort of like the Nick Lidstrom. It should be turned into the Nick Lidstrom Trophy, but you're right. He should be up in the top 3 in voting. That's what you're
Cale Makar's gonna. If you went by, Cale Makar's he's the Shaq of NHL defensemen right now. Like it's his award. Every single year.
He should win it every year.
Remember how you always say that Connor McDavid is head and shoulders above? Cale Makar's
the Connor McDavid of defensemen.
Yes.
I agree.
Absolutely. A quick basketball question for you guys.
Yes, sir.
Seeing as it's game 3 tonight, going back to Indiana, do they have a chance, or was game 2 sort of?
Spenny said no, it's over.
I got that vibe.
Yeah.
You don't think? You think it, because well, here's the thing, Indianapolis shot dog shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's just their defense. That's
what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Is it what OKC did to them, or is it the fact of you see that more being the smothering standard?
Yeah, you see in game 1
they turned
had
it over
24
times.
turnovers, and then in game 2 they shot a terrible percentage. So it's not like that's going to happen every night, but it's going to be one of those things because OKC's defense.
I'll tell you
good.
what they need though is they got to get Halliburton to show up before the 4th.
Yep.
If they, you know what I mean, if he's like sort of on pace that he's in the game, because he has put up like 4 points.
And when you're throwing those wing defenders like Caruso or Dort or SGA or Jalen Williams and a rotation at him, it's hard for him to get going.
No doubt.
It's a lot of fouls.
No doubt. But yeah,
what do you think, it's over, Neil, or do you think Indiana's got one?
I'm starting to lean. I think that if OKC wins tonight, obviously it's probably going to be a wrap. If Indiana wins tonight, it's not a wrap. It's just that spread, right? 5.5 on the road in the most pivotal game of the season. That kind of tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, they're just, like I said, they're just a much better team. Now, can Indiana sneak out another one like they did in game 1? Maybe. I would find that hard to believe.
Hey, real quick, here's a segue for tomorrow and whatever else. Who do you have more confidence in a comeback, Indiana or Edmonton?
Edmonton, not even close.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got the best player.
So that tells you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. They got the best player in the
tomorrow.
game.
Can we talk about it a little bit tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a little bit.
If you want the ratings to fall off, sure.
I just want to talk a segment.
If you want viewership to decline and
maybe we can
crater,
get into it. It is Thursday night fights, and maybe spending
Thursday fights. That's right.
Thursday fights. We can do that, but we can also, because I think game 3.
I would love to talk hockey tomorrow.
The shenanigans and all that different, like whatever else.
Woodward Wings, we're recording that tomorrow too. So.
Okay.
Big hockey. It comes out Saturday, but we're recording it tomorrow.
Can you talk about Mo Sider?
We will talk about Mo Sider.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know.
Because he feels the same thing.
He's
like
7th in the
you're
NHL in block shots. Jacob Trouba was 2nd, by the way, but Red Wings fans didn't want him. Hey, he's not good enough anyways.
No, his wife didn't want him.
Yeah, I know, but
Want to come here.
Yeah, but that doesn't fit the narrative. You gotta.
I get.
Red Wings fans.
I forget.
Red Wings fans were
I'm
saying,
still
"Oh,
trying
we
to
don't
learn
need
that
Trouba."
Yeah, I do remember. I do remember that.
Yeah,
All right,
we
I
can
gotta
definitely
go
use
golf.
Trouba.
Okay, fair enough. For DMAC, for Chase, for intern Simeon, Spencer Raxter, I'm Neil Rule. Thanks for tapping in. Well, see you later.